moving on to Gigapolis Act 2. This one is even easier than the last one to collect rings in, because if you can believe that, they're even more concentrated. And they're all in the left extremity of the stage, so that's about as far as I'll get. No, stop doing that! No! Didn't want it to do the loop. I pressed every button in existence and it just wouldn't stop. Okay, no, just going in. Okay, lots of rings here, and there's another one of those crazy vaults here. 40 rings right there, and down there are even more. There are 30 of them, in fact, and there's an enemy over there, which I'm going to dispatch. I have lost my rings to that thing so many times, it's ridiculous. Most often it was just because I would interrupt my spin dash. Okay, now this is one hell of a hard special stage. If you know exactly what to do, it's not that difficult, but if you don't know, even 5 minutes wouldn't be enough to beat that thing. So now I'm going to roll. Those rocket shoes were essential, by the way, because they speed you up a lot. Okay, now if I remember, yeah, I mean, there's one of those things that's stop time, which is going to come real handy. Okay, more rocket shoes, and I'm gonna land in... Oh no, not the staircase of doom. Yeah, see what I mean? I gotta jump on those springs, but on top of it, without hitting the next one. Okay, that was okay. Now I gotta... Okay, one more jump here. Yeah. It was one of those pixel-perfect jumps. Now, these rocket shoes are the only thing that will allow you to reach the emerald. Because if you continued right without those rocket shoes, you'd end up in a ledge below the Chaos Emerald, but the emerald would be too high for you to catch. So you really need those rocket shoes. Next up is another boss stage. And yeah, remember what it is? It's a blatant ripoff of Pokey from Mario. You'll know what I mean. How can I go? Go up, go up! Oh, gonna try spin dashing, since apparently that's the only way. Oh, I continued rolling? That's stupid. Okay, anyway, a few rings. And there's the boss. The easiest way to beat most bosses is to try to get on top of them, and... No, now I didn't do it, but getting on top of them and staying there is usually the safest way of taking out those bosses in this game. Yeah, I get a few points for going fast, so... Anyway, the next zone is called the Sleeping Egg Zone, and it's easy to see why, because whoever built that place must have been sleeping on the job, because there are so many destructible floors and walls and ceilings like this. It's just that there are a lot of secret passages, but personally I didn't try hunting them down. I just wanted to get out of that place because, yeah, I'm not trying for the 100 rings here because it's just way too difficult. There was a vault up there, but that's about the only reliable source of rings in this place. So no, I'm just gonna wait until Act 2, where it's going to be a lot easier. You gotta keep moving because you don't know which floors are gonna break under you or not. Okay, and here it's the first stage I've beaten in this fashion, so here you can see that I'm given an average speed. This one is 803 kilometers per hour, and that determines how many bonus points I'm gonna get for speed. Okay, as I said, Act 2 is much friendlier when it comes to collecting rings, and the last special stage is absolutely insane. It's a ridiculous pipe maze, and screw that, I'm not drawing a picture of it this time. It's absolutely huge! And words don't do it justice. You're gonna see... In fact, you're not gonna see it because the right path is concentrated on one part of the maze. So, yeah, you can't even see it all, but you're gonna get a pretty good idea anyway. Unless I mess up, of course, which means you're gonna see a lot more of it. What? I can't get up there without tails? Are you shitting me? I did all this for nothing? Okay, so I have no choice but to go right, and see what I meant about losing control of Sonic if I rammed into a wall while onto a pogo spring? So yeah, I have no choice but to go right now, and I gotta try and stay up, because on the low road there are never too many rings, and here's another huge ball. I could have picked up a lot less rings and still have reached 100 pretty easily. Okay, so here's that big-ass pipe maze. I gotta go up and left and up and down! If I didn't press down, I would have bounced straight back. Now I gotta hold down again because there's gonna be another alternate road. Okay, now I gotta jump the moment I get out. Yes! Because if you saw that, there was a spring and it would have sent me straight back into the pipe. There would have been no avoiding it. It's impossible to jump between hitting the spring and getting back into the pipe, if you can believe that. So now I got all 5 Chaos Emeralds, which means I can focus solely on beating the game now. No more collecting rings bullshit. And I'm happy to see that done because it's really harder than it looks. It's the hardest part of the game, in fact. And with 11 lives and 6 or 7 continues even, I'm not in any major danger when it comes to actually completing the game. Hey, that was actually pretty funny. I can go through the stage by just staying on that pogo spring and hitting right, and it even gave me a few rings. Okay, now it wants me to get off, but now I'm holding down the right button, so now it's just getting tired of jumping so high, and I can just kill it really easily. As I said, that's how you kill most bosses in the game. So now I am halfway done. Well, more than halfway done if you count all the emeralds I've collected. So, zone number 4 now, Mecha Green Hill Zone. And the music, you may not recognize it, but it's actually a remix of the music from Green Hill Zone on Sonic 2 for Game Gear. And those coconuts up there that you saw, well, they hurt you. You can't run into them, and if you stay in the area too long, they're gonna drop down on you. So yeah, those rocket shoes going to allow me to skip a lot of the stage. I hate when the background turns that way because that means pitfalls. Lots of them. Like, I don't know, come on! Like that. You said, I was talking earlier about having that kind of floor on top of a bottomless pit. Well, that was there. Anyway, let's try this again. Those stages are shorter than in Sonic 2, so... Okay, gonna stay high. I'm gonna do this again. Hopefully with a different outcome. Yeah, okay, now I stayed that way. Take that spring and... Yep, I am done with Act 1. Holy shit, continue?! Wow! I don't think I ever got a continue in this game. Well, maybe it happened once a long time ago, but that's a really rare occurrence. Now I gotta say the name of that place is really weird. Mecha Green Hill Zone? Isn't Mecha like the complete opposite of green? They just called it Mecha Hill Zone or something like that? What the fuck?! I don't think I pressed anything other than up, so I don't know how I started spin dashing all over the place. What's like that? Anyway, damn it, I was trying so hard to avoid them. When I say you're slipping all over the place when you're trying to slow down, well, that was the finest example of it. I thought I was gonna die again. Oh, please, Okay, now I'm just gonna try to jump over that pit, get out of trouble. But anyway, I often speak about staying on the high road. Well, this is even more important in this stage than in any other, because on the low road, there are so many bottomless pits, it's just ridiculous. That level ate so many of my lives back in the day, it's ridiculous. So now, I always do the right thing and stay up, up, up.